All right, what's going on, everybody? It is 12:03 on Edmonton Sports Talk. Thank you very much for being here today. Tommy, to move that light just a little bit over to the right so it's not
this light?
Yeah, move it over so it's not in the shot.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, there we go.
My bad.
There we go. That's a little bit better.
There we go.
All right, it is the Oil Stream brought to you by Boston Pizza, as I tweeted out just moments ago, recapping another win over the Kings.
Oh, boy.
Yawn.
Yeah.
God, can these guys actually do something for once?
Oh, my goodness.
Holy smokes, what an easy series for the Mighty Oil.
Right? No heartache or panic whatsoever in the midst of that 6-game stretch.
Oh, man, even the final minute last night, it's like, oh, they scored. Oh, now what happened?
I know. It was crazy because they have the multi-goal lead, and then that shot gets redirected. You're like, these freaking guys, man.
I know.
They just can't do it in a nice, calm manner. It has to be
every time
hectic,
every time,
heart attack inducing. But you know what? Honestly, it makes it a lot of fun. It gives us a lot to talk about for sure.
Yeah, there's no shortage of things to discuss.
Jeez.
You can text us anytime, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. Watching them the way they finished off the Kings, does it change your opinion on what they could do in the playoffs this time around? Let us know, 780-218-9999, or in the Nasty Chat on YouTube. If you're watching on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. You guys had a massive show last night.
Yeah, that was great.
That was good.
It was, you know what, those shows, with everything that goes on, like in the game, and then when you're on location, and you've got guests popping in here and there, it's funny. And I said to Reed too, I was like, Reed, I felt so scrambly after the pregame show. And he goes, no, it was fine. But then you and I were laughing about like the new Cool Bet portion of the show, Play Alberta portion. Of it. Yeah. But and you just showed me the little thing. I'm like, Dustin, I'm not reading this right.
I teach this idiot how to read the odds properly.
I know.
Yeah, you're like, it's 2.83. I'm yelling. I was driving. Where was I driving? Oh, I was driving home from this draft night.
Yes.
And I'm driving home and I'm listening on iHeart, and I hear you botched it. I mean, those truly are. I mean, those are just the decimal odds.
I didn't know you could switch it.
Some people do prefer those, but I heard you go, I'm going to have to talk with Dusty. Now, somebody did suggest that I do like a little betting 101 video where I explain to people.
But I know, on other platforms, I knew how to read them. But then yesterday, I'm like, what is going on here? I didn't know you had the switch that you could pull down the toggle and switch it over to
That's very
American.
And
evidently.
And on the app, if you have the Play Alberta app.
I do have the app. I signed up yesterday.
Yeah, when you go to that, I'll show you right now. So if you're ever looking at your app, you're not like, oh, what's going on here?
I feel like what you've just done in the last 2 minutes are HR violations.
Yeah. The HR guy's my dad.
I know.
I have to just update the app quickly. But there's 3 little buttons up in the top left corner.
Yes.
3 little circles. You click those.
To American.
You go to sports setting. No, you go, and then you click sports. And then it goes, you hit to click that.
Yeah.
Hit preferences, sports, and then it'll show the 3 options, and you just click American.
American. Yeah,
and you'll be fine.
Because but again, it goes back to like the craziness of everything going on, and I'm sitting there setting it up because it's with Play Alberta with us now. Each show has a feature segment in it, and I'm like, okay, I'm excited. I got all the liners in there, and I'm going to the odds, and I'm looking at there. I'm like, okay, we're doing this money line totals, and then I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, I should be fine. And then I started reading it. I'm like, I'm not fine. Anyway, we got through it.
A tough one. But you got through it, and everything was okay.
Thank you.
When it's all said and done.
Thank you.
We have already learned that you will be for Game 1 at Boston Pizza Westgate.
Yes.
I'm sure Hudson's will probably take games 2 and 5. So it looks like we're running it back in round 2 with the same sort of schedule. Home games at Ice House.
Yep.
Game 1, Boston Pizza Westgate. And then the Hudson's locations, we'll figure that out. We'll pass that along to you. But if you're trying to plan your and what are we thinking for scheduling here? What's going on for the scheduling? So
there's a couple of options here. NBA comes into play. Likely Monday, Wednesday, but there is a possibility for Tuesday, Thursday.
Based off NBA stuff.
Is it the Nuggets and Golden State games? And it depends on the Avs too.
Yeah, I'm thinking from a TV perspective.
Right.
I think what happens here is if the Nuggets and the Avalanche both advance, they share a building.
Yeah.
So
what a
that would
crazy
be,
game. By the way, how messed up was that goal at the end
it's
of
a
it?
heartbreaker.
That was insane.
It's a
man.
heartbreaker. Poor
Yeah.
Sammy Steele.
He's just trying to clear it.
Off his shoulder and then into the back of the net. That was a tough way to sort of fall apart there at the end of the game for the Dallas Stars.
Yeah,
So,
anyway. So that's the scenario.
yeah. Okay, so that's where we're at for scheduling.
Yeah.
So very likely Monday, Wednesday,
Correct.
but could end up being
Tuesday,
Thursday. So we've got that going for us here. It is the Oil Stream presented to you by Boston Pizza. So make plans to join us. Westgate Boston Pizza is where you can get in. And we'll get to a bunch of your text messages as well. Edmonton Sports Talk now brought to you by Play Alberta. How long can I wear one hoodie?
By the way, have you washed it yet?
No, this is 3
Did
days.
Did Jordan give you multiple hoodies?
I have 2 hoodies.
Okay. So
I did take. I snaked a second one.
oh
And
man.
nobody was looking. Everybody got one.
Yeah.
There was like one extra.
Oh.
And I was just like, it fits me. I'm taking it.
Kind of wondered about that. I'm like, wow, you're putting that thing to.
Yeah, no, it's
to work?
I've alternated days,
Mm.
but I wanted to have it on for like the last 3 days, especially the last 2 days,
Yeah.
because we launched, and it's an extremely comfortable hoodie.
It is quite
but it'll be time. It'll
comfortable.
be a time for a wash this weekend.
That's good.
Yeah, it'll be time for a
you
wash.
know,
this
cold wash,
weekend. What is the one that doesn't shrink anything?
cold wash,
Oh, then
and then you want to avoid.
I'll be cold washing.
You want to avoid the dryer.
Yeah,
Hang dry.
Tam hangs everything.
That's the best way to go.
Yeah, you don't have to worry.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about that. So that's nice.
You just get the socks and the underwear, you get them in there, towels.
Yeah.
I find. I don't know why. Hockey gear, you get it in the dryer.
Don't wash my hockey gear.
I know.
Edmonton Sports Talk now brought to you by Play Alberta. Make your bets count for you and everyone else with the Play Alberta app. Hundreds of player props on the biggest leagues: NFL, CFL, NHL, NBA, MLB, you name it. You're not just playing for fun. You're supporting the province. Play Alberta revenue helps fund Alberta programs and services. Deposit today with the promo code YEG50 and gain an EST exclusive $50 free bet to get started. McDavid cost me my free 100.
I know, but the Hyman hit.
The Hyman anytime goal hits.
Yeah, people
That
were
was,
really happy about that in the nasty chat
Oh
yesterday.
yeah, they were
pumped.
I like to personally apologize to Jordan and everybody over at Play Alberta for anybody who cashed the $100 free bet on the Hyman goal, because that was plus 203.
Yeah,
So it was
nice goal too.
it was good. It was good.
Good start.
We've got 3 special bets already up in our AST specials over at Play Alberta today, including the lock shot partner parlay that I just threw up. Blue Jays to win. Bassett's on the mound there. Vladdy with an RBI in that game boosted to plus 240. Jays play of the day will be coming up as well. And Big Uke, who I've kind of like unofficially nominated as the president of the D-Gen Den.
Yeah.
He'll be texting me their thing a little bit later on. Bronco Nick says he puts everything in the dryer. Low heat, wrinkle free. That's interesting. All right. Somebody was asking if Hemsky's playing. Hemsky's here.
He's on the ice right
I think
now.
he's playing his second game right now, which means he'd have one more game to play. He was the first overall pick of the draft last night. Who was the first overall pick? Cameron Holmes. So if you come down here and look at the schedule, he'll be playing with the Cameron Holmes team. So if you want to swing, I know somebody was like, I want to come down and watch him for a bit.
Yeah. And he's
Cameron
he's
Holmes.
just mingling too. Like all the alumni, NHL alumni, they're just mingling.
Pretty fun event.
Yeah, it's a really well done event. Great alumni. Actually caught up with Hemmer really quickly. He was talking with Cass, came and said hi, and he said he was bagged after yesterday. Excuse me.
Yesterday.
Yeah, because he did the draft,
but then
he was
had
at the game.
Jet quickly, yeah.
He's got his kids here. He came in from Mexico, and he's playing today. He's because he was asking me how I'm doing. I'm like, I'm tired. I was breaking the gear down after the post game show. There's Laddie Schmid. Yep. Until like 2:30, or I think I went to bed at like 2:30. By the time everything was said and done, and he goes, try this, and he goes through his entire day, and he's like, you're not playing? I'm like, not this year. And he's like, oh, you're lucky. And so but Hemmer's a good guy, and you know what's kind of neat about him is, like, he was always a good guy, Dusty, when he was on the team, but you're in that spotlight, it can wear on you. You're constantly in demand.
Yeah.
Now he's been retired for a little while. He's got his young family. He lives in Dallas. When he comes up here, it genuinely seems like he's just having fun and catching up with people like old
It's
times.
just such a different vibe.
And he looks so relaxed, and his body language, like he's not uptight or anything. He's just happy. He's just he's enjoying it. And him and Laddie are like frickin' fracks. So it is nice to see him, and he's a very good guy. And he has, if you do come down, he will give you his time. He's just a good dude.
Scott Thompson over in the chat says, guys, we need our Sportsnet broadcast team. Jack and Louie and Gene, get it right, Sportsnet. Well, Cuthbert will stay with Toronto.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Hannah Ryan Singh will probably stay with the Jets if they get through.
I would think so, yeah.
And then that would mean Jack would probably stay with the Oilers.
Unless they
bring Bartlett.
I think, I haven't talked to Jack about this. Yeah, Bartlett, because Bartlett's kind of like their third guy.
Yeah.
Jack, and we have to remind ourselves, Jack is the regional guy.
Yeah. I don't mind Bartlett's call either, though.
He's pretty good.
He's really good.
Yeah, Jack's been good too.
Yeah.
Those guys are great. Him and Lou are fantastic. Gene in the crowd yesterday was hilarious.
I mean, Gene's done a lot of wild things.
Yeah.
But him being smack dab, and then they went back to him the second time, and he leads the conga line.
Of course
and
he
it's
does.
Just like, man, Principe is such a bloody legend.
He is. That's my Uncle Gene. But I actually saw him. I finished up pregame show, and I was walking up the stairs, and him and Steve, his A2 as they're called, were walking down to the Mayhem, and I said, "What are you doing?" And he goes, "You don't want to know." And I'm like, "Oh God!" And then I saw it on the screen in the press box. I'm like, "That son of a bitch, he did it again."
Oh, he's too funny, man.
Yeah.
He's absolutely outstanding.
Yeah.
All right, we've got lots to get to on this show. The Edmonton Oilers. It was an adventure. I got home from the draft and got home before Marshall went to bed. So I was like, "You want to stay up, watch it first, buddy?" And when he was going to bed, he's like, "That was the greatest first period I've ever stayed up for in my entire life." And I mean, for him, it was for sure. He was losing his mind.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody there, it was just, God, what a first 4 minutes. There have been a lot of points along the way in this series where the Oilers have kind of killed the Kings, just chipped away at their, I would think, their mental state. So the Kings come out, you get 2 goals in the first period, face elimination, and you're still down.
Yeah.
That's got to be another one of those, damn it, we're never going to beat these guy moments, is it not?
100% it is. I mean, part of that first few minutes too is like, is there going to be a save tonight?
Yeah, either way.
It was 4 goals on 12 shots at one point, and I'm looking at them like, oh boy, this might not be a nice night for Calvin Pickard, but he totally redeemed himself. Yeah, I think that mental hurdle that is the Edmonton Oilers for the LA Kings is more than a hurdle now, Dusty. It's a barrier, essentially. And Dennis Bernstein called it, that's LA's dragon, and they were trying to slay it. Didn't work. They got roasted again. The dragon won. So I do think it stems back to game 1 with the comeback. I do think that Jim Hiller basically shot his team in the foot with that terrible challenge. And I think, the seeds of doubt had been sown and were blossoming by game 3. And then, game 4, even though, the Oilers were getting outshot for most of it. And Reed talks about it. He thought that they're getting severely outplayed. I thought they were hanging around in game 4, and then they crank it up late in the game and win it after rallying. You knew it was over. Game 5, Edmonton plays his best game, while Darcy Kemper plays his best game, and the Oilers still win.
Still beat him. That's another one of those things.
That was Vezina goalie.
Damn it, we're not going to beat these guys.
Yes.
It's all those types of moments. I think the first period last night was another one of those.
Yes, 100%. And it's kind of crazy because, I talked about it a little bit on the Hangout, but like friends with the Kings, they're very confident going into this series. They thought this is the year that the Kings were going to beat the Oilers. And last night they were raging. They were furious. And I don't know where LA goes from here. Like, they try to avoid Edmonton at all costs. Do anything you can last 5 games of the year to not play the Oilers in the first round. Whatever. But, do
you think they should fire Jim Hiller?
I think it should be on the table.
I think that's probably the fair way to go about it. He only took over last year.
I know. And he had a great season.
And his season this year was better than where the team finished last year.
Look at their home record.
I don't think you fire a coach after a year and a half just because you lost to Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl twice. You know,
So
like,
there's some grace
if,
there.
If they really like him, I'm saying believe in him.
Yeah.
And probably bring him back. If they wanted to blow him out, I'm not going to like hop on a show and be like, that's ridiculous. He didn't deserve this.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I don't know if you bail after he's had a year and a half.
If I suggested to you that the leash just got shorter for him?
Like going into next year.
Yeah.
Like if they don't have a good 30 games. Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
Okay. And then the other variable, I think, in this would be what is the status of Luc Robitaille and Rob Blake? Because if they get pushed out because they haven't won a series since the Cup final in 2014, is Jim Hiller the new guy's coach? If that were to happen. And it is Robitaille, Blake, and then obviously Jim
in that
Hiller.
order. Like, I don't know.
Robitaille's a prez.
Those franchise legacy guys probably get more run.
Where have we seen that?
Well, a few places.
Yeah.
But, I mean, right here would be one of them that you could look at. So I don't think – okay, so let's say you run it back with Hiller.
Sure.
They keep the management. Then what do? You've already changed the goalie 4 years in a row. So what do you – well, let's say, oh, God, you're going to play the Oilers in the first round again next year.
Well, I guess
how do you make it different?
Depth, probably, right? Like, and remember – all the talk was how much more depth that the Kings had over the Oilers. Not the case. Not the case at all. Jeez, man. Like, I mean, we joked and we had serious conversations about it too, but they played 9 forwards. They played 4.5 D-men. And I think that's something that would probably need to be addressed to give Jim Hiller and the coaching staff more tools to put out there. Because when you're basically playing 13 or 14 guys against an Oilers team where all of a sudden every one of their forwards is chipping in, playing the right way. And essentially Edmonton was running what? We'd say 5.5 D.
Yeah.
Because you're getting some Emberson, right? But not a ton. Well, that's a huge arrow up for the Edmonton Oilers. So I think, if anything, you're looking at the personnel on the ice and you're probably saying, let's get this guy some more depth to work with as a coach.
It was brought up in the chat a little bit earlier on. Scott says Gregor saying round 2 starts Monday or Tuesday. Yeah, that's what we said.
We literally just said that.
Scott, we're going to need you to pay attention to the show.
Yeah.
We started it with it's very likely start Monday, but there's a chance it still could start Tuesday.
Yeah.
So there's
that. I get annoyed by that.
Just pay attention to the show.
Yeah.
We just said it 5 minutes ago. Have the Los Angeles Kings become the 1980 Winnipeg Jets?
Yes. 100%. And to a lesser extent, Calgary Flames.
Now, the Kings core has won Stanley Cups in the past.
Yeah, but there's 3 guys with Trevor Lewis there.
Yeah. I mean, this is a different group.
Yeah.
This is this version of the Kings are the 1980s Winnipeg Jets. Good teams, but just not good enough to get past.
And they always thought, remember, it was at 1990 or 91 when the Kings, or pardon me, the Jets had like a 3-1 lead on Edmonton, and Edmonton stormed back and won that series.
They're still like, that's never meant to be.
It's kind of it. This has become that, unfortunately, for LA fans. That sucks, but you know what? That's the way she goes, and we can point to many reasons why it was the Oilers that were a huge part of the Kings' undoing, but it's also a huge part the Kings doing it to themselves. And yes, they've become the Winnipeg Jets essentially.
Scott says he's quitting work. It's too much of a distraction. I agree. Statue Boss Production says, good call, Scott. And George the Satellite says, priorities, my man. This is good. I mean, who needs to work, right? Province of Alberta, it's booming. Who needs to work?
Yes.
All right, if you're watching over on YouTube today, hammer the thumbs up for us. A bunch of you watching over there, so hammer the thumbs up and sub to the channel. Hey, we did hit 11.9K.
Nice.
So,
Oh, good.
Man, we
should be at 12 right away.
We'll be smashing through 12,000 early next week.
It's a big week for us. Play Alberta.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, this has been a glorious week.
Playoffs. I think we've added a lot on location for Hockey Helps the Homeless. I think we've added a lot of new bits. Yes.
I heard you last night. I was on the post-game show. I was watching when you start the post-game show with, can I get a win? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You love it. Just admit, Tommy, you love it.
It's kind
Even Hernan under his breath was like, win, yeah. I texted Adore at 780 between shows here.
Yeah.
And I said, hey, man, I think we could move some shirts, like a dark blue shirt with orange or white, probably orange writing on it that says, can I get a win, yeah? And he goes, thinking about this same thing last night.
No.
Leave it with me for the weekend.
Oh,
I
yes.
was like, God, adore the 780.
I saw an
partners there.
EST NWO shirt walking around.
Did you
here.
really?
Yes.
God, you love to see it.
I know. I've seen a bunch. I've seen more of them lately.
Yeah.
We don't even have ours
I know.
yet.
I know. He was going to run them. I bought one.
Oh, yeah. And Eric went and got
Eric
some.
got
Yeah.
them. But actually, I'm wearing it right now. It's right underneath here.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Can I get a WINYEAH?
WINYEAH.
Too sweet. So anyway, that was a good bit. We had Pirate Reed in the first round.
Wow, that was fun.
Playoff song is a banger.
Yeah.
Josh Sloshin was a thing. Hernan
Clausen.
singing Mabamba.
Yeah.
Mabamba.
There he is right there.
He's there. He's locked and loaded. So it was just a great first round of
Yes.
bits and content and big numbers and
new viewers and listeners.
yeah, new
Thank
viewers.
you.
Tell your friends, please, about us.
People are catching on, which is great. It took a year and a half or a year and 8 months or whatever, but we got a good thing. And, hop on board. It's been a lot of fun, and we're going to keep it going. We have a good vibe, and that's the beauty of this thing.
All right, let's go. 780. C-Rod says, I enjoyed Struddy's interview last year at the Hockey House of Homeless. Is he back this year?
Mm-hmm.
He's kicking around.
Well, we were talking to him. He came, Maddie and I caught up with him for a little bit.
If he rolls by us here during Oil Stream.
Yeah, he's on the ice.
Struddy. He's playing rates. He might be playing over there.
Yeah, Doug Hicks will be stopping by.
Hicksy, man,
Hicksy's awesome.
So Hicksy last night.
He's a great guy.
I go out at the draft. He's standing there.
Yeah.
And I go up to him. He goes, Dusty, how's the CFL going? I said, good. He goes, man, I miss you crazy bastards. I was like, Hicksy, I told you this at this event last year. I said, tune in.
Yeah.
Just listen on tune in,
Yeah.
man. And he goes, what's that? So I goes, Gager. I think Gager was talking to him and he said, just go on Google or Apple and be like, hey, play. Yeah. So hopefully we're gonna have him figure that out.
And that's ridiculous too, because I skate with Hicksy like twice a month.
Yeah. I don't get
and
it.
he asks how we're doing, and maybe he's just doing it to be polite.
This guy's a beauty.
He's a great guy. But I said, Doug, come on the show for a little bit. And he's like, if I'm off the ice at 12:45,
yeah,
can I come
so
on
we'll
for?
keep
I was
tabs.
like, yes.
Struddy's on right now.
Is that Terry O'Flynn?
Oh, it is Terry O'Flynn.
Oh my God. Well, let's get him.
Yeah, look at that. Look at O'Flynn with his suit.
Hey, glue guy, go talk to Terry O'Flynn right now and get some of his money.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of it.
You know what? I'll text Terry.
Yeah, we're just kidding.
No. I have
sick and glue
I've
guy
been
on
circling around that guy.
Yeah.
I've been circling around that
guy.
guy.
Go get him.
Yeah, go get him, glue guy. Sales manager.
That's right.
If it's a sports talk. All right, 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. No Ekholm update. Still unlikely in round 2, eh? No,
yeah,
I'd be
think
stunned. I'd be stunned.
People were bringing it up yesterday, and I said, unless hockey Jesus descends from the heavens and blesses his injury.
Yeah, but Stoff's too busy doing the broadcast.
Ah, good point. I forgot. No, don't expect Ekholm back for the second round at all. Like, don't even try to get your hopes up.
Was that Connor Brown's best game as an Edmonton?
100%.
He was flying.
He was great. He was winning battles. He was getting to the puck first. He was making the smart play. He was displaying a tremendous second effort, like that Trent Frederick goal, Dusty. You thought that the play was essentially dead. You're like, he went too deep. Let's see if he circles behind the net. But then, no, he puts the puck back and Frederick going to the net. That was just a good, hardworking goal. And so it was the depth guys getting it done. How about Matthias Janmark pulling a Mario Lemieux and letting the puck go through his legs? Because he's like, I know Darnell Nurse is there. And I know Darnell's going to go high blocker on Darcy Kemper and give us an extended lead. And that's exactly what happened. The depth guys rising to the occasion, proving why you need good NHL veterans in your lineup if you want to be a contender and push for a Stanley Cup. And that's great. Now you're going to need more of this. What is reassuring, I think, from an Oilers point of view is those guys did it last year. And that gives you hope and reason to believe they'll continue it. In my humble opinion.
How much belief do you have then that they could actually, with what they did in the last 4 games against the Kings, can this team win the Stanley Cup? I'm not saying will they, but can they?
Yes, and I've said that all along. When people mid-season, this team, even though they're playing good mid-season, they still need this, they still need that. The defense needs to be shored up. It did need to be shored up, and all they got was Jake Wallman. However, Wallman's been good. Then they go and get Klingberg, who we thought was a total waste. And he's been good.
I know.
It's unbelievable. Like, what a pleasant surprise. And then you get Kane back, and
Jeff Jackson must be sitting there going, "Thank God."
I don't know how much of it is "I told you so," but more so, "Thank God."
Yeah, just
Oh
thank
my goodness.
God, because
Yeah.
I mean, not even he could have been really
No.
feeling that good about what was going on with some of these guys.
Yeah.
So he's probably just like, "Whew."
Yeah.
Lucky that that happened. I don't like if once the final 8 teams are set, I don't think I would be as bold to go as far as saying the Edmonton Oilers will win the Stanley Cup. I would probably pick somebody else.
It's wide open.
But I mean, it is wide open.
Seriously.
And I think their forward group is good enough to win the Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
I worry about them continuing to play Bouchard and Nurse together.
I have a question about that.
Okay. And then I do worry about the goaltend. Nothing against Pickard, who is great for them.
Yeah.
But you can't be overly confident about the goaltending. So what's your question about Nurse and Bouchard?
I was gonna say how much of because Nurse did not have a particularly strong first round. Yeah. How much of that is Evan Bouchard's fault, or because of Evan Bouchard being paired up with him? Because I think to me it's a good chunk of it.
You think so?
I think so. Someone replied to a tweet yesterday, like giving me Nurse's shot share, and do you think Chris Knobloch will take Darnell Nurse out? I'm like, first of all, who the hell are they going to play instead of Nurse?
What are they going to do? Play Josh Brown again? Come on.
My goodness.
What are we doing here?
That's ridiculous. And then the other thing is, like, why do you think his shot share sucks? Because the guy he's playing with is an absolute dumpster fire on defense. And then on top of that, Darnell made some mistakes as well, like that gap control on the first goal. Well, the Brent Clark one, too, wasn't particularly great.
That was played weird.
Yeah.
I ever like on all levels.
Yeah, there was like 4 different mistakes on that goal. You're just like, who gets the blame here? Because one guy messed up there, one guy messed up in the neutral zone, one guy messed up in the D zone, and then nobody on the back check. There's like so many things. Anyway, I saw that, and there, someone's throwing shot share totals at me, and it's like, do you not understand that the guy that Nurse was paired up with was a disaster for chunks of this series in his own zone? I think it's pretty simple. There's the answer, to me at least.
Yeah, it's just a matter of how they have to manage that moving forward.
I know.
Without Ekholm coming back here.
You saw Kulak get bumped up there a few times.
I'd leave Kulak with Bouchard. Just leave it.
Yeah.
Just set it and go with him.
Yeah.
And then move Nurse, Wallman, and
Klingberg.
Yeah, Klingberg. Just move those 3 guys around.
Yeah.
Like, just leave Kulak with Bouch. I think that might be the best way to go. Hontorio Momes is in and says, "Hey, Tommy, can I get a WINYEAH?" He looks like the bad guy from Fifth Element, but damn, Janmark is making a jersey tempting.
Oh, my.
Did the Oilers just cause massive changes to another organization after the playoff loss?
I love this
we say
theory.
Broke the Canucks, broke the Flames.
Yeah.
I mean, if they haven't broken the Kings by now, I don't know if they're going to break the Kings.
Well, the Kings are they're like Rocky. They keep getting up only to get beat down again.
Stay down, Rocky.
Stay down. Stay down. Janmark, speaking of Janmark, I did see at the game, I think it was game 4, I was walking around on my way in, and there was a guy with a 13 blue and orange jersey with
the janitor
on the name bar. And I was like, that is commitment. That's someone who has like 20 Oilers jerseys.
Yeah, or, I mean, he could go into play into Coolbet. Pro-Am. Slap me. Trying so hard to make sure we just, but you should go into Pro-Am and get the jersey flipped all the time. The Cooks and Boys.
The Cooks and Boys will do that, right? Like, you got to unstitch it. I don't know if there's an adhesive. I think there is an adhesive on it, right? You iron, there's an adhesive.
I have no idea the jersey
But
game.
those guys,
I have no idea.
Those guys handle that stuff. They're pros. They're the best at it. They'll take care of you. Because I saw yesterday, too, someone had a 91, and I'm guessing it was an old Piarvi jersey.
Why? What'd you see?
They had duct tape on the back.
Oh, well, that's just take that into Pro-Am, man.
Yeah, I think it's for a reasonable
They do like
price.
they do like the same sewing that's on the NHL jerseys.
Yeah.
I know. Lazy. I'll say this. If you can afford to go to a game, you can afford to not duct tape the back of your jersey.
Oh, my God. That's a good point. Like, the prices are ridiculous. But,
yeah.
But anyway, that's jersey foul territory. So
pretty damn close.
It would have been hilarious if that was a Comrie 91. Because remember, he came back for the year, he wore 91 because Gagne was wearing 88 or 89, pardon me. Anyway, the janitor, I saw it. It just said janitor. And I was like, that is brilliant. But that's a guy that has like 100 Oilers jerseys.
Troll says, guys, the play that Brown made to Kane on the 2-on-1 was great too.
Yep.
Too bad it bounced off Kane's. Yeah, because Kane was bringing it across to just tap it in. I mean,
he was dialed
Connor Brown, man. And well, that brings us to the numbers game. This is what I want to get to. This will be our segment on the oil stream moving forward, branded around Play Alberta. Like we said, a few of the shows will have betting segments. A lot of the shows will just have numbers-related segments, and that's what we got here with the number games for Play Alberta. If you've not yet used one of our codes that we have exclusively for those of you who listen to Edmonton Sports Talk, YEAG50. Use the code YEAG50. If you make a $5 minimum deposit, you will get a $50 free bet. You're a new user, an existing user, use the code YEAG50. And hop on board today. These guys are great partners. Very much looking forward to what we got coming down the pipe. There's some really unique experiences that could be coming down the pipe now that we're on board with Play Alberta, which is very exciting.
Jordan was telling us, he was kind of giving us a peek behind the curtain in regard to that, and it sounded like a lot of fun. So
the one experience, were you there when I hinted about that the other day?
Yes.
That would blow people's minds.
That'd be sick.
Yeah,
I like that, and it's cool too. Like we have the EST tab on the Play Alberta app and the website too, and you're working with Jordan and the crew there and the odds makers. So it's kind of like it can grow and mold.
Oh yeah,
a certain way, which is nice. And I was gonna ask you because I can get in on the promos, right?
Yeah.
So you get the $50, and that's like one bet, $50, right?
Yeah,
you can't
right.
spread it. You can't sprinkle.
It's one play.
Yeah.
It's a free $50 bet. It's not $50 in credit.
Right.
It's a free $50 bet.
Right. That's cool. I was already thinking, I'm like, do I like go crazy and do like some parlay that you recommend? Do I ride with you?
You could do that. You could do that.
Ride with you and Huss from Lock Shop on something.
You could ride with Jay right now. I'm just sending over Jay's play of the day. This is how easy it is.
Yeah.
So this is all their odds makers on this chat with me.
Yep.
I send this over. It's a parlay, so they'll boost it up for us.
Yep.
Jay's play of the day: Jets and Blues over 5.5, Rockets and Golden State Warriors over 207. and a half. Sent, and then that'll pop up over on our EST specials page, like in 3 minutes.
Perfect.
Which is kind of it's neat, hey. It's
so I'm thinking. I'm like, okay, I signed up yesterday. I got the app yesterday, and I'm like, well, let's see if I can swing for the fence on this one.
Well, let's just see here. I'm just gonna throw up this one. Let's just say you put your $50 free bet if you use that YEG code for you, Tommy. If you were just so you put your $50 free bet on my early bird bet from this morning. 50 would pay 446.
It's a good haul.
Which is the Blues to win tonight.
Yeah.
Buchnevich with a goal in that game.
Ooh.
And Kyrou with a point. That's it.
To me, the wild card would be Buchnevich.
He hit the hat trick, didn't he? In this,
but I'm just like, he's a good player too, and he's been feisty in this series. I like it.
And they got to have it tonight.
I
think there's a Buchnevich goal coming tonight, and I was right about Hyman yesterday.
Yeah, you were.
So I mean, that's we're not saying go put your $50 on it, but if Tommy's thinking of doing that, I mean, that would be a nice. You can go put $5 on it if you want.
That's
Doesn't
a good
matter
haul.
But yeah, so we got 3 up so far. One more coming. The numbers game here though. From last night, the Edmonton Oilers scoring 6 goals and McDavid, Bouchard, and Draisaitl combining for 1 point.
Yeah.
I mean, would you have ever thought if we said Game 6, chance to win this thing at home, they're going to score 6 goals, but only 1 point for those 3 guys, you would have said I was nuts. Like the odds on that would have been like minus 600. Those guys only combined for 1 point.
I was waiting for the Leon and Connor show last night. Don't get me wrong, they had good moments. I don't think Leon played that good. I think Connor had a few
Connor was buzzing more for sure.
Yeah, he was creating a bit more. He had that one opportunity on the power play. You remember he got it, I think, from Perry in the slot.
He passed it back to the point.
Yeah.
Marshall's laying there with me on the couch. He goes, Daddy, why didn't Connor shoot that? I said,
and Kemper was going down on his block.
I know.
Side.
I thought there was like, so Marshall goes, Daddy, why didn't Connor shoot that?
Great question.
I said, quiet now, son.
Yeah.
That's Connor McDavid you're talking to.
You watch your mouth.
But that was weird because he had time.
He could have roofed it.
He was right there. I thought that. Oh, I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah.
because that was crazy.
I was shaking my. I'm like, what? Like, don't get me wrong. It's very, very hard to question anything he does.
Yeah, of course.
Because he sees the game in like 10D when we all see it in 1D.
He's Neo in the Matrix.
Exactly. Like he sees layers and levels that don't exist. And he sees the ether. Yeah. Anyway, and I was like, he could have just fired that in there. And he sent it past the Bouchard. Yeah. And I don't even think the puck got through.
Was it even Bouchard?
I think it was.
Anyway, the guy on the left side.
It was like, what? It was like, wait a second.
Yeah.
He could have just turned and rifled that in there.
That was strange, but it's Connor.
Whatever.
Okay, so I mean, continuing with the numbers game.
Yeah.
McDavid and Draisaitl combined for 21 points in 6 games, and I this is the expectations we have for these guys because they combined for 21 points in 6 games, and I'm like, yeah, they were a little bit better than good.
Yeah. But
they didn't. Like 21 points in 6 games, and I'm sitting here and saying I don't view them as lighting the world on fire in this series, which is, I mean, well, I don't know. I feel like 13 or 14 points is them lighting it up.
Yeah.
10 or 11 points is kind of expected output, even against the Kings, who are a good defensive team.
Yeah. Okay, optimistically, if you're an Oiler fan, maybe they're saving it for the next round.
That could be it.
Okay.
That could be it.
But
didn't necessarily need it.
What is reassuring is the fact that you had those guys rise up, and it took away some of the burden and the pressure from the big dogs. And I think that's a good thing. And it was at times, their minutes were elevated in the games that they were chasing, but it didn't seem like they were overly taxed the last couple of games. Is that fair to say? I'm looking at the minutes here.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, what were their minutes last night?
So, Hyman 20, Leon 21:45, and Connor 21:05.
Yeah, I mean that's average.
Yeah.
For them.
Right. So. And I think there were a couple of games where they were 22-ish instead of 27, 28. I know the overtime game, everybody's minutes were up, especially those guys. But
and that's a good 7 minutes from Arvidsson and Puckholzen last night.
Yeah, it is. Frederick 9-21.
Those guys were getting after it a little bit.
I thought Henrique was good. He had the goal. He redirected home off the Connor Brown shot. When that went in, and it was like early, and it was like the first 2 goals of the game. I'm like, I don't know how many saves we're going to get today. And sure enough, there was a few more goals that went in before the 5-minute mark, but it felt like one of those nights. There's a good vibe in the building again. Of
course there's going to be.
The home games have been great. It's crazy. Also, I'll say this. I walked through the moss pit from Ice House.
Yeah.
And I swear to God, everybody just turned 18 in there. And they are sloppy. It was 2003 night at Ezzy's sloppy, like on a Tuesday or a Saturday, dollar draft night. Like it was bad. It was Thursdays at Cowboys, 25-cent draft sloppy. And you're just looking at these kids. You're like, you little bebés, what are you guys doing drinking? And there's groups of them just dancing and grooving to Johnny Infamous. Johnny's loving it. I'm sitting there looking at him, and I'm like, geez. And then DJ Bose. DJ Bose lives in my building.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Doing well.
Well, his dad used to work. His dad was with the Elks, was with the Oilers.
Oh, okay.
Previous. So, but DJ Bose, those guys, the DJs, man, they have it good. But those kids, I'm looking at them like it's 7:45, and you guys are grinding each other like it's 1:30, and you're looking at score. Like. Anyway,
that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, YouTube Trev was in there last Friday.
Well, he'd fit right in.
No, he didn't.
He's old compared to them.
He's in there. He goes, I felt really old.
Yep.
And he was by himself, and he was just in there.
Yeah.
And I mean, Trev's what, 25?
He's 26 now, 26? I think. Yeah.
Anyway, it looked like a huge creeper in the moss pit.
Well, have you seen his
mustache? A lot of those kids in there probably didn't even know who Gene was. They're like,
no.
Who the hell's this guy? I don't see him on TikTok.
I was afraid for Gene's life.
You know what? For a while there, I actually was kind of concerned for Gene.
Yeah.
Because you never know in big crowds, they can be scary.
Who's this old guy with the suit and the funny hair?
Yeah. I was kind of worried for Gene as well.
I would be like, this guy looks like Sideshow Bob, but they don't even know who the hell Sideshow Bob is.
Sideshow Bob is. These kids, you know what's crazy? God.
Yeah.
Those kids that were down at the moss pit, have almost like since I moved here, like they were like born and were babies that grew up and now they're in the moss pit.
Yep.
Like that's
like
ridiculous.
Walking back through the pedway, because you can't go through the moss pit to get back to Ice House. Going through the pedway. You want lunch?
No, I'm okay.
I'm okay.
Thank you
though. Walking back through the pedway, there's the kids that are not legal age yet.
Yeah, and they're partying.
And they just hang out in there. And you're like, what are you guys doing? What are you doing?
This one, I can't believe somebody has this and is in here and is Cupid. The moss pit is keeping me busy. I can't believe I missed you in there, Tommy.
Yeah, thank you, Cupid.
Bow and arrow.
I'll tell you what, I've had some interesting encounters at the Ice House
that are not allowed to be brought up here.
Certainly not fit for air, but my goodness, last night was a new one for me where I was just like, well, that was weird. That was just.
We probably shouldn't talk about that.
There are some articles of clothing that men just shouldn't wear in public, and there was a gaggle of young men wearing these clothes, having a good time on side quests and frolicking. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah.
And it was weird. Anyway, I'll just leave it at that.
This one is in from Northern Farm Girl. Proud howdy. She's howdy.
Howdy.
That's what a farm girl would say.
Tip of the cap.
Proud of the Oilers as everyone thought we were down and done 2-0. Came back to beat down and spank the LA Kinks.
Ooh, sexy.
Let's go, Tommy. At Rogers, the energy was insane.
I'm never going to doubt that.
Yeah.
I'm never going to doubt that.
Big Uke says, wow, saying it was weird. I thought you loved my hugs, Tommy.
Oh, I love Big Uke. Big Uke's a good man.
He's a great hugger.
But it was well beyond just an offer of a hug. Let's just put it that way.
What happens at the Ice House stays at the Ice House.
I was just like, what the hell is going on here?
That is the numbers game for Play Alberta. All right, Trev, if you're there, if you could throw up Popeyes spicy headlines, man, we would very much appreciate that. If you are looking for a bite to eat, swing by any Popeyes locations. Actually, I had a spicy Popeyes chicken sandwich yesterday.
Yeah, was it good?
I tell you, I thought like the blackened Popeyes chicken sandwich was the best one, which I might still stand by. But that spicy Popeyes chicken sandwich, I might run that thing back today on the way home from here.
Oh,
it was delicious.
Oh, so good. They were offering us BP's lunch, by the way. So shout out to BP.
Here?
Yep, that was
I should have said yes to the lunch ticket.
That guy's,
what was it? The poutine?
I don't know what it is, but
they
always have a great
got a ton
spread.
of pizza over there.
Ronnie Lowe and his wife Linda, they do a great job.
Awesome job
All the
here.
organizers and volunteers are fantastic.
Hey, and I hosted draft night last night.
Yeah,
and I've hosted draft night.
You do a good job.
4 or 5 years now, but it's tough at a bar. Like people aren't paying attention. Last night we just kept it tight.
That's
like
awesome.
It used to be like a 3-hour program, and it was
Everyone
like a
wants
hot
to
stove,
talk.
and you're doing a hot stove, and everybody should be listening because it's like Mac T and Strutty and whoever.
Yep.
But nobody wants to listen. So yesterday the Hockey Helps Homeless crew, they're like, no hot stove tonight. Came in, there was like no sort of time set aside for dinner. It was like we started. I went on like the mic the first time at 5:45.
Yep.
The event was wrapped by 7.
That's tight.
Oh, it was unbelievable.
Wow.
And the game was at 8, so they're like, they wanted to get there. But that's how events should be. 100%.
Oh, there's Brendan Clack. Or not Brendan Clack.
I was going to say it's not Clacker.
Not Clacker. It's not Clacker. No. Okay, so I talked to Chris Joseph, and I'm like, Joe, how was draft? He goes, man, it was quick.
Yes.
And I'm like, well, where'd you watch the game? Were you at the rink? He goes, no. I went home and I watched in my underwear. It was fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if I needed to know he was in his ginch.
Well, Chris Joseph's a good man, and he's very fit. He was a fireman after his playing days. Yeah, but that's what he said. He's like, I went home and watched in my underwear. It was awesome.
I mean, that does sound awesome.
That does sound great.
Yeah. Do you hang around your house in just your ginch?
I wear shorts.
Okay.
Yeah, and a
shirt
t-shirt.
Or no shirt? A t-shirt, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in shorts and t-shirt or sweats and a t-shirt.
But I have like, you think my like shorts that I wear on the hangout are short? I have like good like gym shorts. Oh, is that Brian Scrudlin?
Yes, it is.
Brian Scrudlin. Do you want to bring Brian?
We played with him.
Oh, he's awesome. He's hilarious.
He's a beauty. And he's wearing that Montreal Canadiens shirt as well.
We should.
You love to.
We should bring him on here. Anyway, so yeah, I'll just go like light, like short gym shorts and a t-shirt. That's my go-to.
All right, Popeye Spicy headlines. Second round is set. Very likely to begin Monday. Still possibility based on some NBA scheduling to be on Tuesday.
Yep. And the Avalanche too.
Initial thoughts? Yeah, the Avs are still. I think the Avs are going to win Game 7.
Let's go to. Oh
and
man,
you know what?
so
I
crazy.
think the Avs can beat Winnipeg. I think if the others get past Vegas, it's a redemption shot at Colorado, which would be awesome too to watch.
How about redemption shot against Vegas? Redemption shot against Colorado.
Yeah, I know, and then maybe redemption shot against Florida.
Wouldn't that be something?
God, the ultimate redemption tour, revenge tour.
That works.
What are your early thoughts on this one?
On this series?
Yeah.
I like Edmonton's chances. I think they have a legit chance of winning it. They are going to have to obviously play kind of the way they did the last 2 games.
They got to be all over these
Lots
guys.
of responsibility. I'm curious to know what Vegas is right now because it was interesting. I think it was Lawless that was saying there's something up with the Golden Knights. When they're not on, things go sideways in a hurry. I think is kind of paraphrasing the idea and concept Gary was explaining. Mark Stone, although like yesterday we were looking at the Golden Knights numbers. So their leading scorers are Eichel and Hurdle at 5 points, and then Stone and Theodore at 4 points, and all of those guys are minuses.
Yeah.
So they're not scoring a ton, and that tells me, like, what's their 5-on-5 play like right now? So that's all special teams, essentially, right?
Yeah, and the others got the special teams figured out after the first couple games against the Kings, right?
Yeah.
I think they're a favorite. Like, if you go to play Alberta right now, so for those of you who are like, I don't know how to do that, Dusty, tell me, please. If you go to the All Sports and then click on hockey, and then go NHL playoffs, that will get you to the series prices right now. The Edmonton Oilers are minus 125 favorites in this series against the Golden Knights, despite starting on the road.
Yep.
The Edmonton Oilers are also right now the front runner to come out of the West at plus 225.
Wow.
Oilers to win in 6, 4-1. Oilers to win in 7, 5-1. Oilers to win in 5, 6-1. And Oilers to win in a sweep. It's 11-1 right now with our partners over at Play Alberta. But I think, look.
Goaltending.
Well, for the Oilers?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, Kemper had a much better regular season than Aiden Hill. I'm not too worried about Aiden Hill. I'm worried about that blue line in front of Aiden Hill. This is not going to be, they're hiding Jordan Spence. They're bringing in Mulvary. No, they're who's the other one I'm missing?
Brent Clark.
Yeah, Brent Clark. Brent Clark's going to get 9 minutes a game. That's not what you're going to get from the Vegas Golden Knights blue line.
No.
Like, you are going to have to play, I think, even better than you played in these last 2 games if you're going to get to the Golden Knights blue line. Golden Knights forward group, Oilers forward group's better.
Yes.
I'm sorry. I'm not, that's not even up for conversation. Check mark up front, double check the Oilers. Check mark on the blue line, Golden Knights.
Yep.
Between the pipes, I think you probably have to give it to Aiden Hill, but I mean, we'll see what Calvin Pickard brings to the table here.
I for some reason, I think Stu Skinner factors in. But
Okay,
you got to start out with Pickard, see what happens. Maybe he plays more scrappy street hockey style goalie, and he gets you a couple wins. But we were talking with Ronnie Lowe earlier, and he says you give him at least 2.
Okay, I was going to say, yes, thank you. I was going to say, no matter how game 1 goes, I'm going back to Pickard in game 2. Don't let me bail on that if like he's awful in game 1. If I try to be like, don't like call me out on it, because as of right now, I'm saying no matter what, Pickard gets game 1 and he gets game 2. That guy deserves a chance to get it back on track if it goes off the rails in game 1.
I'm okay with it. I have a lot of time for Calvin Pickard, but
Would you give him both? You think the team will give him both if they lose game 1 and he's part of the problem?
If he's dog crap, then I think you switch to Stu. I think Stu is going to be motivated. I know people are down on Stu. He didn't have a great year, but I think we're going to see it's going to be a platoon for as long as these guys go in this playoff run.
Guys, I think it's a toss-up series. The part that gives me hope is Aiden Hill is no Kemper. Yeah, but Kemper wasn't even Kemper.
No.
You know, Kemper had one good game in this series. I would say he was pretty much average or below average in every other game in the series.
The whole playoffs so far, the goaltending has been so erratic. the best guys weren't the best guys. Average goaltending gets wins in series. You lose you lose the goalie. Well, I mean, Thompson came back, but Dobish has to start. Olmark starts rough, gets better. Stolarz has been okay, I think.
And let me just bring up playoff
right.
goalie
Like
stats
what
here.
are our stats at for the
Yeah,
goaltenders?
just bring it up here.
But I just think it's erratic would be a good term for the goalies.
So Logan Thompson's got a 923.
Okay.
Stolarz is 901. Bobrovsky's 901. Pickard's 893.
Jeez, and he's fourth.
Well, no, these aren't in order.
Oh, that's not in order?
I don't know why
That's
it popped
weird.
up like that. It was highlighted, but it wasn't.
Or was that in order?
No, it's not
No,
in
it's
order,
not.
but
What? That's so strange.
just keep sorting it by with. Here we
oh,
go.
that's so annoying.
All right, Freddie Anderson, 936.
Okay, there we go.
Guys who played more than one game, let's say. Logan Thompson, 923.
Yeah.
Gustafson now eliminated, 914.
Yeah.
Markstrom eliminated, 911. Ottinger's at a 909. Montembeault played 3 games. He's eliminated at a 908. Stolarz and Bobrovsky, both 901s.
Yeah.
Binnington's at an 893. Pickard's at an 893. Kemper finished 889. Look at this. Vasilevsky out, 872. Connor Hellebuck is just above Stuart Skinner in playoff save percentage right now.
Yikes.
Helly's at 822. Skinner's at 810.
And look at Aiden Hill. 880.
880 with a 2.83 goals against average.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he was out goaltended significantly by Philip Gustafson in that series, and Vegas still found a way to win.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens on that front. But yeah, I'm not concerned about Aiden Hill. I'm concerned about the D-men in front of him, and I think you're going to have to get on them early, man. You're going to have to. That's going to be the biggest challenge.
Belzy calls them sequoias. They're big.
The big.
They move well. They have good first
Sequoia
pass.
is a big tree.
Big tree.
Nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. Where's Hernan?
He's walking by.
Oh, there he is. Hey, Hernan. What's coming up in your show?
He's not.
You're just going to have some guys from here? Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Okay, Hernan Salas. Gager will be with you for most of the show. All right. So Gager will find some guys, and they will continue to break this bad boy down. That is going to do it for the oil stream today. And round 2, Tommy.
Away we go.
Oh, baby.
Buckle up, baby.
And yeah, just got even both Hudsons are in again.
Awesome.
So I don't know if it'll be the same locations or have to flip them this time.
Well, talking to both sets of managers, Connor and
Same spots.
Yeah, they were all, and Steve over at Bourbon, they're very excited. So I'm looking forward to it.
Game 1, Boston Pizza, Westgate. Game 2, Hudson's West Edmonton Mall. Games
Nice.
3 and 4, Ice House. Game 5, if necessary, at White Ave, which was a good time last time.
That was awesome.
That was a lot of fun.
Yep.
All right, this has been a great day. Hockey Helps the Homeless. I'm going to turn it aside now. We got EST Afternoons coming up, and then One-Eyed Wilkie, the Reed Wilkins Show, from 3 to 6 right here today. And I know the boys will be tracking down more of the players as they continue to walk around here today. Hammer the thumbs up for us before you leave. EST Afternoons is on the way. Enjoy your weekend, and we'll talk to you on Monday.